first myth came via request, and it's the claim that Led Zeppelin drummer John Bonham drank nearly 50 shots of vodka on the night he died. If there was ever a musician who was absolutely a man amongst men and loved to drink, it was John Bonham. This claim, however, is not a myth. It's completely true, and it was confirmed in the coroner's report. Bonham's body was found in the morning of September 25th, 1980 on the floor of the house of Jimmy Page. He was there because the night before the band had been rehearsing and obviously doing some drinking as well. When the coroner inspected the body, he determined that at the time of his death, John Bonham had the equivalent of about 40 shots of vodka in his system. Bonzo remains one of the greatest drummers ever, and sadly, this story about his death is true. The second myth today is one I thought we had gotten over a long time ago, but I actually heard it come up twice in the past week, so I feel it's my duty to set the record straight on Jack and Meg White and what their relationship actually was. For quite some time after the White Stripes hit it big, there were all these rumors that they were actually married to each other, that they were brother and sister, all sorts of stuff. People just had a field day with these two. This was largely fueled by the fact that as they were rising to fame, in interviews, Jack White would say that they were siblings. But this just isn't true, though they were certainly far more than just bandmates. In 1996, Jack and Meg were married, though they were divorced in 2000 shortly before the band really hit it big. Jack invented the story of them being siblings because he thought that that sort of story would play better than the "we were married and we just got divorced" in the media. So hopefully I can say this for the last time. They are not siblings. They're exes in many senses of the word. Our final myth today was another request, and it's the claim that Chicago singer Terry Kath actually died due to playing Russian roulette. As impossible as it may be to believe, this is almost 100% true. On the evening of January 23rd, 1978, Kath had been out partying all night with roadies and bandmates and friends. And eventually he got back to one of his roadies' houses and he took a revolver that he knew was empty, put it to his head, and pulled the trigger a bunch of times. He basically did this as a joke, as he'd cleared the chambers beforehand and he was just kind of fooling around. He then grabbed a semi-automatic 9mm and was set to do the same, but the roadie in question, whose house it was, asked him repeatedly to please stop doing it. As the story goes, Kath just smiled at him and said it wasn't a big problem. He pulled out the magazine and showed him that it was empty. He then put the magazine back into the gun, put it to his head, and pulled the trigger. However, there was still a round in the chamber, and that shot killed him. Sad and strange, but completely true. So those are the myths for this week. Be sure to check back here every Thursday as I delve into some of the coolest stories in music history, and be here every day for all the music news, reviews, and knowledge you'll ever need.